And to what extent is our job as communicators to try to help other people make this transition in their lives? I mean, I face this all the time. I do little things and I want to share it with my neighbours, but then I feel, oh, I don't want to appear preachy or so on. You know, what is our responsibility with this, with communicators?
Well, I'm really influenced by my background as an addiction specialist, and one of the big shifts in thinking in healthcare psychology is to move from a kind of persuading model where we have to try and persuade people to change, to move to much more a listening model where we provide a space for people to hear their own concerns. And I think of it as moving from being a motivational speaker to becoming a motivational listener. And I teach courses in an approach called motivational interviewing. And one of the main things is to be aware that normal communication often has taboos. Like there's a taboo like we shouldn't get too depressed. And so what often happens is when people talk about their concerns about the world, it's like it hits a block. And I've interviewed people about this a lot. People say, when I talk about my concerns about the world, people tend to glaze over and look the other way. And I think what we need to do is provide communication spaces to hear our concerns about what's going on. Because it's when we hear our concerns and when we hear ourselves voicing our concerns, we talk ourselves into responding to these issues. And so I think sometimes it's like when you notice somebody starting to talk about their concerns about the world, the thing to do is to shut up. Because what you do is you make a space for that person to feel heard. You know, I think it's moving from broadcasting to receiving channel. And that when we listen to each other talk about our concerns, that's what's needed. Because one of the things I'm really interested in is how the response to global issues gets blocked. And one of the ways it gets blocked is when we stop each other talking about it because we don't want to ruin each other's day. You know, people say, I don't want to talk about this because I fear I'll depress people too much. And what we need to do is allow, I think of good depression. You know, good depression is when we feel so down about what's happening that we get what I think of as inspirational dissatisfaction. Inspirational dissatisfaction is when we're so dissatisfied by something that we become inspired to tackle it.